Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 3 between the bottom right spawning as the Red Terran, the man who was the world champion in 2024. Couldn't make it past the round of 8 in 2025. But right now he's here, in front of our eyes on a new map. It's of course Liquid's Clam, the French beast. And in the top left, Hero, our blue Protoss player, who deserves a better introduction, but won't get it. As Hero is doing something again. I was going to say something interesting. This is indeed interesting. It is unique. I am highly curious what the hell he's going to be doing here. Oh, I am so freaking curious. He proxied his first pylon with his first worker, sends out a second worker to proxy the gateway, double gas. I guess he's gonna proxy another pylon. He'll need to send out a third worker to build the cybernetics core. Or this pylon will be used to proxy a cybernetics core next to Clem's base. I've been watching StarCraft for 15 years. I've seen every single building proxied. But a cybernetics core next to the Terran base, that would be new. There we go. It is a proxy cybernetics core. This makes absolutely zero sense. I do not understand this. I cannot wait to see how this is going to work out for Hero. I cannot wait. He's doing his best with his probe, trying to harass a little bit here. Got a couple of shots off on those SCVs. He's trying to escape, but he won't be capable of escaping because there's a wall. He's going to go back to these SCVs right now. Clem is running away with the damage one on the left side already. He's also running away with the right side one. So lots of running here for Clam. Tries to retreat to safety. Reaper's going to kill this. First Zealot is out. Second Zealot on the way. Stargate is going to get proxied right next to the cybernetics core. This build is extremely reliant on not getting scouted. And so far, it's not getting scouted. So that is interesting. First Zealot making its way across the map. Do we have a battery at home? No, we don't even have a pylon yet at home. Now, I could be wrong, but it is completely possible that this Reaper runs across the map and just starts killing every single worker. And there's really very little that Hero can do about this. Okay, he sends his Adept back home. One starts to wonder what the hell the mid-proxy map, the mid-map proxy was for. If he has to rally stuff back home, he's going to open up with a Void Ray. Warp Gate proxy. Gateway gets built next to it. Clem is now going to confirm the fact that there indeed is absolutely nothing on Hero's side of the map. He's seen a pylon, a nexus, 2 gas mining. Zealot is going to die into this mine. A great start here. Phenomenal start for Hero. I bet he's real happy about that gateway in the middle of the map. As this Adept makes its way across, it's going to try to deal some damage over here. I think it's going to be a cycle. Oh, it's going to be a tank. That is bad news. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, bunker isn't done quite yet either. That bunker still needs 10 more seconds. He's gonna go for the mine at first. Now quickly switches his attention to a marine. Kills a marine and a mine. I feel like he could have potentially dealt a little bit more damage here. He follows this up with an Oracle too. Clam has a CC, has a bunker, has a Cyclone on the way, has a Viking on the way. There's a lot of cash available for Hero, who only has 2 gateways, by the way, and follows this up with another Void Ray. Are we going to get a proxy? Okay, we're going to go for a base on the gold here. We have Macfield Rockets Accelerator, the upgrade that helps you massively when you're dealing with weird proxies. So Nexus gets built. There is an Adept to defend against this Reaper. One probe will still end up falling, potentially. No, it's going to stay alive. 2 SCVs going down, 3 SCVs going down. 3 SCVs for an Oracle. It's the type of change that I would not necessarily sign up for. Void Ray is taking some damage. Doesn't really manage to achieve anything. Second Viking now out as well. I think Clem is just going to walk down here and kill everything. I love Hero, but I'm still trying to figure out where his build is going to start becoming good. So far, he's just committed a lot of buildings to this right side. Didn't really seem to improve his build at all. The mid-map gateway also didn't do anything. Now the Cyclone's clear. The last Void Ray remaining. And Hero is going to lose all of his tech. because it's all built on a single proxy. So that's majority of his production. The build that Hero just played reminds me a little bit of what I used to do when I played Warcraft 3 and I was 12. I remember I would be sitting in high school, like drawing on a notepad on how I would win games in the afternoon when I would come home from school. And they would always be extremely unrealistic. It would be stuff like, I will mine more than my opponent, then I defeat all the creeps on the map, then my hero will be level 10, and then I kill my opponent who is still level 1. You know, and I draw it out on a little notepad. And then you go through like the mental steps of what you need to do. It's like, yeah, that seems good. Like a hero 9 levels higher, that seems absolutely fair. I feel like that is fairly similar to what Hero just did in the previous game. He was like, all right, we're going to get a gateway in the middle of the map. I'll build 2 zealots, kill 15 SCVs with that. Then my proxy cybercore plus proxy, like the core will protect the pylon. The Stargate with the Void Ray will come in. He's already lost 15 SCVs. My Void Ray kills 2 Cyclones that pop out, so I camp the factory. And then there's no money for Vikings anymore. And with my 3-gate, I managed to finish the game. You know, put a little check mark next to the build order, and on to the next game he goes. So, yeah, that is what it felt like was happening there. It didn't quite work out as it did in the notebook for him, though, or on the notepad. So, this time he's fighting against a double barracks opener. And Clem is going to go for Reaper. So this is actually quite a common thing that I've seen Beyond do as well. When you play against someone that wants to go for 2 gas 1 base against a proxy marauder, you then instead go for a single Reaper into Marines. And you bunker the low ground and you set up shop there. And then you kind of get a very weird game. And it's on Hero to do something about that. Now, if I know Hero well, I think he's going to just proxy a pine. Yeah, there you go. So he's going to proxy a pine on the other side of the map. I was like, this probe is still alive. This is prime Hero to just proxy double robo or something. Hey, that is actually prime Hero. Ooh, almost a worker kill here for Clem. There's a battery on the high ground. I think you can cancel it at this point. Like, well, good lord. The Hero's playing perfect. He's listening to all the words I'm saying. This is such a double robo. Oh, Stargate. Stargate and battery. All right. I mean, that is kind of sexy, I'm not gonna lie. You see a proxy Stargate plus a battery in the club, you're gonna approach that thing, let me tell you. You're gonna pull out your best move. Can I buy you a drink, sweetheart? You know, that is what you pull if you see the Stargate with the battery in the club. Absolutely. Then the Stargate responds, what did you say? The music is too loud. You're like, yeah, does seem like an accurate experience. Bunker isn't being repaired. That's actually a pretty big blunder here out of Clam, because his entire build relies on denying the mining, or denying a nexus to go down from here on out. No second SCV, and this SCV was way too late. This is actual blunder city out of Clam. It's going to lose a lot of its marines. Terrible execution of the build order, honestly. This is not correct. Clem is following this up with a factory. Had this not happened, these stalkers would be locked behind a bunker. Can't go across the map. There's just going to be a single Void Ray. It's going to be a Void Ray against a delayed Cyclone. That probably would still be fine for Hero, but it would be a little bit more tricky. Now it's going to be a Void Ray and 2-3 stalkers against a Cyclone. So Clem gained nothing, and Hero gained everything. And the real banger here is, of course, going to be that Hero can just camp this factory, so he wants to be on top of it right now. That is the ideal scenario. Oh, we get a pylon over here. If you're on top of the factory, the Cyclone can't escape. If you're not on top of the factory, the Cyclone can lock on and then try to escape. So this was actually poorly executed out of Hero a little bit. He's going to take some damage. I still don't really think it will matter, due to the fact that Clem has no units, and Hero has his second Void Ray about to pop out. Second Cyclone will never see the light of day. We get an aggressive warp in over here as well. And I think that Hero, as long as he doesn't just throw away all of his units for free, should be absolutely fine. I don't think there's any way that he should really be capable of losing this game. Half of his Stalkers are just attacking this factory for some reason. First Void Ray in some trouble, but this Viking's also going to be in some troubles. The Viking goes down, Void Ray falls here too. And now this Void Ray is on a wild goose chase. But instead of a goose, it's going to be the Cyclone that gets chased. GG will get called, and Hero's going to win game number 2. And in our third game, we have Hero opening up with the greediest opener possible. This was a Nexus before core, complete no scout. He says, you already proxy maraudered last game, or you tried to proxy 2 Rex and you failed miserably. There's no way you're going to do it again. He's not even scouting around. I freaking love this. Went for a 19 cybernetic score, by the way, which is kind of cool. So the 19 cybernetic score cuts a little bit in your gas economy, but gives you a much faster first gateway unit. Look at this. 203, this first unit starts. And it is even possible that he'll skip the chrono boost as a result of that, which would be insanely cool, because that would allow for another chrono on the workers. This is such a cute little trick. So it's still going to be quite tight with that first Reaper. So Stalker will come out to 29. The Reaper is going to have maybe 4 seconds or so of free playtime. Stalker still needs to be chrono boosted out to save that single probe, and the probe is not going to get saved. This was actually the worst of worlds. This was the intention here out of Hero was so good, right? Ooh, that was nice. We'll talk about it later. The intention was really cool. He wanted to skip the chrono on the first gateway unit, so he could afterwards triple chrono on Nexi, have a really sick early game economy. But instead what happened is the Reaper showed up in order to save the 1 probe. He had to chrono out his Nexus, so there goes his eco lead. Then he loses 1 probe, there goes his eco lead times 2. And then he loses a second probe, as well as getting his tech scouted. Now, all of that really sucks, except getting his tech scouted, because immediately after the Reaper died, we actually saw a Stargate cancel a Twilight Council into a Stargate. Now, I don't quite understand what happened here, but Clem is still opening up with a Cyclone. I guess he just wants to deal with those Stalkers in a kind of a solid way. It wouldn't completely surprise me if Clem will follow this up with like a... Oh, I thought it was going to be like a Cyclone into tank drop, but it's going to be Banshee. Okay, that is probably the most surprising outcome. So Clem is fully buying the... Oh no. Clem is fully buying the Twilight Council here. This is such an awkward game right now. Hero is waiting at home with Phoenixes until his opponent comes in with a Mind Drop. Clem, rather than going for a Mind Drop, says, hey, I hope you skip your robotics facility, and I'm going to fly by with a Banshee, so when you're attacking me with 3 or 4 gate blink, I'm going to be behind you with 1 or 2 Banshees with cloak, I'm going to get 10 worker kills and win the game. But instead what's going to happen is Hero's going to have anti-Banshee forces, but no detection. If Hero has a battery in both bases, he will be fine. If he has a robotics facility, he will be fine. If he gets out an Oracle in time, he will be fine. But for now, none of that stuff is happening. Clem is going to scout across the map with a Marine. Is going to see this 3rd base. I wonder if this will change the way that he will kind of set up. Marine did not attack that base, just scouted. Banshee is going to start moving in. Here comes a probe moving further forward. Phoenixes decide to fly across the map right at this moment. As Cloak is finishing up in about 9 seconds, this Banshee is finding the ultimate cheat path. The secret passage into the Protoss base. We're going to get a pre-cloak here the moment this finishes. I can smell it, A pre-cloak. No pre-cloak, but he cloaks instantly. There is no detection out. There are no batteries, and that means that this Banshee is going to be capable of dealing a whole lot of damage. Second Banshee is about to come out as well. Oracle should be the answer here out of Hero, but he doesn't have the gas available quite yet. The moment he will get the gas available, he will start it and will get an instant chrono boost. More and more of these workers are going down. Battery starts in the main base as well, as an absolute crap ton of workers has died already. On top of that, an absolute insane amount of mining time has been lost, as well as this Banshee is not even gonna cloak in time. So Banshee number 2 will get taken out here. 12 probes have fallen. That makes it 45 to 36. As the Oracle is gonna show up, and it's not even necessary anymore as this Banshee runs out of energy. Clem in a seriously superior spot right now. Starts at 3rd CC, has 3 barracks production, is going to get combat shield out of here too. Do we have charge on the way? Yes, we have it on the way. It's not done quite yet. What are we at? 80% done. We get a chrono boost on it. 5 Phoenixes, so that's going to be plenty of lifts here. Second bunker just got sold for no real reason. Turret going up in the natural. No turret in the main base quite yet. Cyclone tries to connect here with some of these Phoenixes. Will connect with one of these Phoenixes, as 2 of them might end up falling. One of them ends up falling, and here comes the charge in forward. Can these Phoenixes help out? This is an absolutely insane attack, but without stim, without combat, without +1, This insane attack might just be the sanest thing that Hero has done this game. Turret in the back trying to kill some of these Phoenixes. Very low HP, but it is Hero here who manages to deal a lot of damage. And Clem is in serious trouble right now. 40 workers to 40 workers. Not a single unit on the map for Clem that can do anything against these Zealots, against these Stalkers. 3rd CC is about to finish up. We have no worker production behind this for Hero. This game is going from absolutely fantastic for Clem to god-awful for Clem as a mine connects with one of these Phoenixes. Another mine connects with the Zealots. Tank on the high ground is definitely helping out. Phoenixes are out of lifts as well right now. And Clem, after losing 26 SCVs, is going to do something that resembles stabilizing. Instantly boost his medevac towards the far left. Finds the pylon plus gateway and is going to feel extremely uncomfortable in this moment. Does have enough Marines to unload and probably keep majority of the units alive. Oh, Phoenix goes down and just a Marine falls. So actually a good trade there for Clam. We're going to get +1 air weapons for Hero. 52 workers to 36. And he's just continuing to build more and more Zealots out of 4 gateways. What is Hero's follow-up plan going to look like? I don't know. It will be a Forge. Potentially a Templar Archives. Add 1 or 2 gases. Templar Archives. A Sentry. Go up to 8 gateways. Like, these are viable plays for sure. Triple Mule, of course, is helping out massively here. This is such a sick game. This went from really freaking good for Clem to really freaking good for Hero. At least when it comes to the eco. But Clem does have the +1 already. Has an insane mine count, which is great against Zealots. There's no splash on the way for Hero whatsoever. Like, Hero is kind of committing to defending his 3rd base. Which is great if your opponent is attacking you. But Clem is actually just sitting back and he's building a bigger and bigger army. Scaling-wise, Hero's army is absolute dog crap. This army is going to be such a piece of crap once you reach 130, 140 supply. You're going to be having like 35 Zealots, 7 Phoenixes with +1. You're going to be fighting into 9 mines and freaking 40 Marines. Now, Clem also doesn't want to push too late. He doesn't want to fight into Storm. And he doesn't know what his opponent is doing. So you kind of have this weird balancing act where Clem has no real info except that there's a fort base. Like, in an ideal world for Clem, Clem doesn't move out. Oh, this is bad. This is not an ideal world. This is many things, definitely not ideal. 4 mines get taken out, and these mines are absolutely key. 1 medevac might end up falling here as well. No, target fire is wrong. Air weapons level 1 is about to finish up. Clem feels pressure that isn't here. Like, if Clem just sits back, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad happening for Clem right now. Like, every second that goes by is a great second for Clem. Like, even if he were to get outmined by this fort base a little bit, why does he give a crap? He's about to get freaking ghost out. He's gonna have 1-1 upgrades on an army that scales much, much better than what his opponent has. So this is a huge blunder, but it's a blunder that Clem can't foresee. Now he sees all the Zealots and he's like, oh my god, I do not want to be here. Mine count is practically non-existent, as Clem has lost quite a few already. I think there's a few at home here too. Phoenix are going to fly across the map, probably try and pick off reinforcements. If they can catch these medevacs, that would be a huge deal. It actually would be a huge deal. Oh, there we go. Get the first pick up, and this is not looking good for our French Terran right now. Plays part-time as a Protoss on the side, of course. All of the key units here are being picked up. 1 big mine shot is going to connect with like 50% of the Zealots there. Clem steams back home towards this mine. That's going to connect with a Phoenix. Phoenix count has been diminished. Templar Archives going up behind this. And despite this being an extremely poor fight for Clem, this could have been even worse. Like, this was bad, but this could have been god-awful. And it's not god-awful, it's just bad. Once we get a turret going over on the 3rd base, once we get a ghost out, like, we're still working against a hero that has nothing. He just has nothing. He has a Templar Archives, but his production still blows balls. He's getting +2 attack right now, but still only of a single forge. Hero needs extra infrastructure. Hero needs Storm. Hero probably already needs Colossus out on the way as well. But he has none of that. 5th base would not even be a luxury for Hero at this point. Like, he's about to fall behind in income pretty significantly as well. As these Phoenixes are doing God's work. Still no turret over here on this base. That could allow these Phoenixes to potentially do something. Although, as I say that, Phoenixes are kind of getting cleared by the Marines on the ground. Oh, 2 Phoenixes end up falling. I think 4 Marines go down. Zealot army here is significant. We're working with 40 Zealots and 4 Phoenixes. 2 more gases on the way. Now we get our extra gateways in the mix as well. This is the run-by of a lifetime. This is 40 Zealots. That is more than a run-by. That's That's a serious attack. That is just this is entire army. Not sure if you can call that a run-by anymore. I guess if your entire army consists of run-by units, then perhaps. Clem is playing this very wise. He's just sitting back, not doing a whole lot. Double armory. I'm not entirely sure about that. I think he must have just forgotten about the first one. Don't think he wants. He's getting liberators as well. I think Clem doesn't really understand what his position is like. He probably thinks he's really far behind. But I don't think he is. I'd actually give Clem winning odds right now. If they were to play this game 50 times, I think Clem would win probably 30 times or so. Like, his tech is just so much better. Yes, his base count is going to be a little bit lower, but his fort is already on the way. Same time as a fifth. This is actually good. This is completely fine. Like, Hero needs to stall for so long right now in order to get an army that doesn't completely blow balls. There are 10 mines out. 2 Liberators, 2 Vikings. The only thing lacking really is some turrets in the main base, but I guess we have a factory here, so that can stop potential prisms too. Fleet Beacon plus second target on the way behind all of this. Zealots split off into the third base, going to kill a couple of these SCVs. As Hero is now falling further and further behind in supply. This is such an awkward situation for Hero. He's playing like he's up like 2k mineral mining, but he's up 200 mineral mining. Like, that is not enough to lose 20 Zealots at a time to kill 5 SCVs. Stormers now moving in further forward. Couple of big zoning storms. Don't forget, these storms last absolutely forever. As snipes go down, 2 Templar get cleared already. Colossus about to die here as well. Here comes another storm. Another Templar from the side. Doesn't get a storm. No, it doesn't get anything. Clam at 194 supply. Hero at 146. Clem still doesn't know what his position is, and that's the only thing that's keeping Hero alive. Is how uninformed Clem is. Clem has no intelligence. I mean, he's a smart guy. Just, you know, like he doesn't have the CIA working for him and giving him intelligence reports. He absolutely does have intelligence. He's like, high IQ, I'm sure. For a Terran. Marine's going to scout the bottom side here. Mothership on the way, Tempest coming in as well. So we're going into Zealot Templar Tempest. It's one of these compositions you hear. No, you don't even really hear about. It's one of the compositions that is theoretically possible, but hasn't been done before. Ooh, these ghosts, man, they're looking for something. Get a big storm on top of the Zealots. Usually not how you want to use your Zealots. Another Templar is going to get sniped. First 2 Tempest are out now. What is our Viking count? We're at 6 already. Good luck. Blink is also finished up, by the way. So if Hero gets a Mothership, if Hero gets 6 Tempest and a decent Stalker count, I could see something happening here. You know, I could absolutely see something happening here. He's gonna run by with Tempest, Templar, Phoenix, Sentry. This has to be the most specialized force that I've ever seen. This is the A-team of the Protoss. Every unit has its own role. But will they have the power to beat the nasty Terran? I don't think so, actually. This is such an awkward freaking composition. Okay, we also have a run by here with 2 Templar and Infinite Zealots. I think the plan was the base trade, but I think Clam's plan was to win the game. I favor Clam's plan in this case. Get a split off over towards this thing. As, Big Storm is actually going to connect with a lot. A couple of ghosts going down against the Zealots as well. As this base actually does get sniped. Good use of the storms as well. The Tempest Mothership is flying back home. The Zealots are coming in too. Do we have +2 attack quite yet? No, it's just +1 attack on these on all these Tempests. So these Zealots and Archons are here to die. This is kind of awkward eco-wise. Ooh, nice last shot there out of the Tempest. I think Hero might be doing it. PP. Oh my god, I thought it was a GG. That scared the crap out of me. I was like, oh my god, Clem. That's a rage leap. Hero is really far ahead all of a sudden. He is 5 base. 83 workers. Doesn't really have any anti-air against the Vikings, except for his Tempest. But the Viking is the counter to the Tempest. So this is not entirely how the game works. You know, like this is not how you beat something else. He's going to need some Stalkers in here, I think. We get a big Time Warp or a couple of good Storms on top of the Vikings. I think some consistent damage output with Stalkers would be great. Although so far the Tempest in these high numbers are doing just fine. There's no reinforcements in this force, though. No more Storms available either. And that means that this army is going to get chased down. All that's left is a recall on this Mothership, but you don't really want to use that right now. So we get the chase onto the Tempest. Viking count is non-existent. Do we have recharge? Recharge available in half a second. We can use it right now. Templar is going to get enough for a single storm as Clem pushes this army back. This base is starting to mine. It's going to turn into an orbital command. So a new 5th base. Is this a 3rd starport? Hell yeah, that's a 3rd starport. Yeah, Clem is still cooking. So is Hero though. Oh, needs to be so freaking careful. Ghost count is phenomenal here. Zealot split off towards the top side. Clem in a little bit of trouble. Might want to turn this into a planetary instead of an orbital. Like he cancelled it. Yep. He's going to go for the planetary, which I think is the correct call. We get a good snipe with that Ghost. Cloak into snipe. And now these Tempests are all alone. All by themselves. They just have no support. Even these guys are really no support. More Tempests are now moving in forward. This guy also can't do anything. We have no zoning storms. Hero is like, nice, I managed to escape. Let me turn around and get a couple more shots in. He's probably just going to lose a couple more Tempests as a result. Still no storms available on these guys. That means that EMPs will be available. Snipe, snipe. 152 supply to 108. This was one of the worst fights that Hero has had in this game so far. He lost 50 supply and killed nothing. Now these Marauders are going to get taken out. Income is still fine for Hero, but Clem is also back on 5 base. So it's 5 base versus 5 base. We have similar upgrades versus similar upgrades. Hero is up 1 with the attack upgrades, but that's not going to be the end of the world. Neither player continuing any upgrades on ship weapons or air weapons, as it's called for Protoss. No Mothership on the way. We're going to get a big Zealot run by that's going to walk into a bunker. Well, first into a sensor tower, then into a bunker, and then a Liberator, and is going to fail miserably over here. We have a double drop heading towards the bottom side. This is such a brilliant split off, by the way. This is absolutely correct. Because if you can deny that bottom base, Clem does not need to move out. He just wants to confirm, first of all, that there's a 6th, and then he wants to kill the 6th. And if he manages to do that, it's 5 base versus 5 base. Even bases is great for Protoss. Stalkers are going to help out massively here for Hero, because it's going to allow him to shoot at Vikings. As he flies in forward with the Tempest right now, I think the Viking count might be too big here. 13 Vikings, the 6th Tempest. That is not great for the Tempest, as this battle does get won by Clem. Clears the base. Probably just wants to move towards the right side. I don't think you want to stick around for too much longer in case you get completely cleaned up. Get a big scan in forward. Might pick up and go into this base though. We'll have to wait and see as the Vikings now moving forward. All EMPs hit the Templar and the cannons are helping out, but they're not helping out good enough. 2 Tempests remain as there's still 9 Vikings in the air. This little army is still fighting here as well, as Hero's just not breaking it. 182 supply out of Clem against the 115 of Hero. Look at his resources lost. That is going to be the tale of this game. The story of this successful Terran campaign that Clem has been executing. It has been great. Very solid control. Now we're getting the vehicle plating. I would have expected ship weapons level 2. I would have expected 3/3 upgrades, but Clem has different priorities here. There we go. +3 attack. We have 6 medevacs coming in at the same time to boost those numbers a little bit. I mean, there's just no way for Hero to split this army in a way where he doesn't lose bases. Even if Hero manages to teleport from one side to the other, he wouldn't be capable of holding this. He's just too far down in supply right now. Does not have any serious stack. He's fighting with Templar Gateway. It's just Gateway. This is Gateway. Templars from the Gateway as well. It's going to be Storm plus Stalkers and Zealots against a very sophisticated Terran force. Loads of Ghost. A bunch of Vikings in the air in case a Colossus or a Tempest or a Carrier shows up, or a Mothership for all that matters. There's no counter threat either. We now have Fusion Core, +2 ship weapons, and I think Clem is preparing for the ultra late game, while Hero is preparing to try and transition out of an early game or a mid-game army. I don't think he can do it. He's trying to take the top side Nexus. That's not something he can do. This base is not secure. Clem is going to scan it eventually. Another EMP connects. I've seen more EMPs hit Templar than I've seen Storms touch Terran units in this game so far. As the Liberator siege is up, the medevacs show up, the 6 that we're building earlier, and Clem stims him forward and is here to pick up his victory as he walks through these storms for a very long time. Takes a lot of damage, but he knows he's too far ahead. He's going to take this series with a 2-1 score after Hero seemingly was far ahead. 20 workers up. Tempest. 8 Tempest against 8 Vikings, but too aggressive. Not enough anti-air in his composition. No Stalkers. Not enough zoning storms. No attempt at even getting Colossi in there to help against the Ghost Count maybe. And as a result, we see Clem just completely walking, like steamrolling. Completely destroying his opponent with Terran. And that's going to be it.